Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Sunday, September 19, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Las Vegas Raiders vs Pittsburgh Steelers. The Las Vegas Raiders did not have a great game defensively, as they allowed the Baltimore Ravens to score 27 points on 406 total yards of offense, 217 passing, 189 rushing. One huge feather in the Raiders' cap was that the Ravens were just 3 for 12 on third down in the opener and 1 of 2 on fourth down. They also forced 4 total fumbles and recovered 2 of them. One cause for concern is their rush defense, as they allowed 189 rushing yards on 34 carries, 5.6 yards per carry, with a pair of touchdowns. If Las Vegas can figure out how to replicate their third down stops, they will be a difficult team to beat. Our first betting advice is to pick Pittsburgh Steelers, -6. There's nothing TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward love more than a quarterback dropping back to pass for a lopsided portion of the snaps. Those plays put the quarterback at risk of being left on an island by his offensive line and directly in the scope of one of the fiercest pass rushes in the league. The Steelers should be persistent with the pressure, but they also have to watch the dump-off passes to the running backs and Pro Bowl tight end Darren Waller. It's no secret that Waller is the team's best receiver and a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. Our second betting advice is to pick over 47. New England Patriots vs New York Jets. The Patriots hope the offense steps up with the impact players, but the defense is expected to carry the team this season, allowing only 22.1 points per game last season, but looking even better this year after allowing only 17 points in their opening game. The Patriots are expected to benefit from a deep rotation of defensive linemen and pass rushers, with free agents signing Matt Judon and second-year Josh Uche, especially pressuring quarterbacks off the edge. The secondary meanwhile continues to be a stretch of the defense, despite all-pro cornerback Stephen Gilmore, currently on the injured reserve. The safety duo of Devin McCourty and Kyle Duggar combined for 14 tackles in the recent game, while cornerback Jonathan Jones defended a pass and had the team's only interception as well, and looks to shut down receivers this season, along with cornerback J.C. Jackson. Our first betting advice is to pick Patriots, -6. Zach Wilson was the starter from day one in the preseason and in just limited action has already shown a glimpse of what is the New York coaching staff and front office so excited for the future. Wilson struggled early, going 20-37 overall, but tossed 2 touchdowns compared to 1 interception. The injuries at wide receiver have made Corey Davis the main man on the outside, and while it worked against the Panthers, the Patriots will likely have a plan to take him out of the game and force Braxton Berrios and Denzel Mims to take on larger roles in the offense. The main issue though is the running game. The Jets only rushed for 45 yards as a team and only ran the ball 17 times as a whole. They'll need to be far better on the ground if they want Wilson to have success on Sunday. Our second betting advice is to pick under 43. Cincinnati Bengals vs Chicago Bears. Burrow, the 2019 Heisman Trophy winner and #1 draft pick in 2020, completed 20 of 27 passes, while setting career highs in passer rating, 128.8, and yards per attempt, 9.67. He looked sharp after suffering a devastating knee injury in Week 11 last season. It was a welcome sight for Cincy fans, as their entire season hinges on the young star. He faces a Bears defense that was shredded last week by Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Our first betting advice is to pick Cincinnati Bengals, +2.5. Marquise Goodwin had a decent showing in his debut with the Bears, and former Pro Bowl wideout Allen Robinson did what he could with the Los Angeles Rams shutdown corner, Jalen Ramsey, draped all over him. Our second betting advice is to pick under Quick reminder, you can get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on our partner sportsbook BetUS after you open an account using our link down below and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES when making your deposit. The journeyman backup quarterback proved to be the steady hand that the Texans needed as he led Houston with a strong performance. Taylor was 21 of 33 for 291 yards with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 112 quarterback rating. Brandon Cooks also had a big game with 5 catches for 132 yards, while Danny Amendola and running back David Johnson both caught touchdown passes. The Texans also got a strong performance out of new running back Mark Ingram, who rushed for 85 yards and a touchdown. Philip Lindsay also rushed for a touchdown. Houston also picked off Jags rookie quarterback Trevor Lawrence 3 times. Our first betting advice is to pick Houston Texans plus 13. The Browns were third in the NFL with 148.4 rushing yards per game. Cleveland is once again expected to be amongst the best running teams as they likely have the best 1-2 running back punch in the NFL. The Browns ran for 153 yards on 5.9 yards per attempt with 4 touchdowns in the loss to Kansas City. Nick Chubb carried the ball 15 times for 83 yards with a touchdown, and Kareem Hunt picked up 33 yards on 6 carries with a touchdown. Our second betting advice is to pick under 48. New Orleans Saints vs Carolina Panthers. New Orleans is third in the NFL in rushing after one game with 171 yards, but 30th in passing with 151 yards. Nevertheless, Saints quarterback Jameis Winston passed 148 yards and 5 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara has 83 yards rushing with an average of 4.2 yards per carry. Wide receiver Deontay Harris has 72 yards receiving, 1 touchdown and an average of 36.0 yards per reception. Darnold's 234 passing yards were the most in a first half in his career. He had 11 first down completions and 4 completions over 20 yards. Wide receiver DJ Moore has gone over 80 yards in his last 4 games against New Orleans. The Panthers allowed 2.65 yards per carry, which was the best in the league. They tied the NFL lead with 6 sacks, hitting Zach Wilson 9 times. It took Carolina 7 games to reach 6 sacks last year, so that was a major improvement. The Panthers were next to last in defensive third down rate last year, but they held New York to 30.8% last week. Our first betting advice is to pick Carolina plus 3.5. Carolina's defense is 5th overall in the NFL after one game allowing 14 points and 252 yards of offense. The Panthers' defense allowed just 45 yards rushing with an average of 2.6 yards per carry and 207 yards passing. The leading tackler for the Panthers is linebacker Shaq Thompson with 10, while the leader in quarterback sacks is linebacker Hassan Reddick with 1.5. Thompson is the only member of the Panthers with an interception. Our second betting advice is to pick under 44. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.